Mainly because they're so fucking horrible, but...
Well, it's fun to laugh at the horrible.
Hello and welcome to... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, God. Was that on the podcast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, not the F word. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No,
I was just gonna ask, like, you say the clip book or the quote book?
The cookbook, where Adam's
the cookbook.
Adam's like, let's take 1 part meth head, mix it with 1 part schlubba-da-doo-ba-da-doo, and you get Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love.
I thought that was an obvious one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like, the problem with the cookbook questions is that you're the only one who gets them.
I know, that's why I like it.
Hello and welcome to The Orig, a show by Damage Control Podcasting, a professionally unprofessional look at the conventions, ideas, and genres of filmmaking. When I type Daniel Newkirk into Wikipedia, I get Daniel Logan, New Zealand actor that portrayed young Boba Fett. It's Daniel Newkirk.
Hello.
Sexy as smooth.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
When I searched Cody Dietrich, my results came back Viva Space Vegas, the history of the marvelous wheel. Cody Dietrich. I don't know. That's what came up. Finally, my result for Tyler Tipton came back as Tyler Lucian, rebel soldier who deserted from the Alliance in 0BBY. Tyler Tipton.
Hey, they deserved it.
Yeah.
We are recording this episode on May 4th, and it will be uploaded later today, or May 5th, Revenge of the 5th. So, Mr. Tyler Lucian wanted to do a Star Wars special, a holiday special, if you will. But first, this is what I did. I took all of our podcasts, and I inserted it into ChatGPT.
Oh, God.
Did you really?
And AI created personalized trivia questions for each one of you. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Daniel.
He
Daniel.
No. Did you really?
Yeah. Yep. Daniel.
Oh, God.
What is Chewbacca's dad's name? Is it A, Mala Tabak, B, Lumpa Rump, or C, Adichatucook?
A?
No, it is C, Adichatucook.
Isn't A his wife?
B's his son.
B is the son, yeah.
Yeah, because it's an obscure question from like the Star Wars holiday special that apparently everybody like wants to forget about that exists.
They have to get there for the Life Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyler, your ChatGPT specialized personalized question is, what is the name of Chewbacca's home planet?
Kashyyyk.
Is it A, Corellia, B, Kashyyyk, or C, Coruscant?
It's Kashyyyk.
You see, I could have answered Kashyyyk.
Okay. Cody, your ChatGPT AI created
Wait
question.
a minute. Are they getting easier? Did ChatGPT like give me the hardest question, Tyler the medium question, and Cody's going to be like, what kind of sword does this light Jedi use?
He inserted the chat. If
ChatGPT's like, Cody's a fucking idiot. Let's give him.
Oh, well, I was going to go the nice way and say Daniel's been toting around as Universal Undefeated Champion in our trivia challenge for months now, and he's been a very big boaster about it.
Well, I'm not sure how the algorithm works. Or what
I
they
think
pull
it's
from.
almost a year now that I've held this title that none of you have been able to wrestle away from my hands.
Oh, yeah, it was... Well, first, let's get the question.
Okay. Cody, your ChatGPT AI create question. What does Kansas Statute Chapter 8, subsection 133, sub A state about display of license plate?
You know what the sad thing is? This isn't going to be in order, so no one's going to get this joke for a long time.
Is it, I don't get a multiple choice, you don't have to have a license plate on the front of your vehicle.
The license plate assigned to the vehicle shall be attached to the rear of the vehicle and shall be displayed during the current registration years or years. Yep. So that ends our first trivia section. We have more trivia sections.
So this license plate thing's going to be a thing for a while, it looks like.
I don't know where I don't know what the algorithm was.
It's okay, buddy.
But,
it's okay. You know what you also don't see on the Millennium Falcon, which should be part of our episode today? A license plate, because he's a smuggler.
Are there license plates on other?
Well, they got like, verification codes. What's your ship's registry code?
I mean, there's a license plate on
Halo
Lone Star's Winnebago.
Yeah. What does it say?
Are you all right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's one on Spaceballs 1.
Are we recording? I want to make sure I got it.
Oh my god, I was...
Daniel heard himself
That's the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck.
Like I said, what's going to be funny is no one's going to get this joke for like 2 months until that episode comes out.
Right.
See, we like to do things backwards.
Yeah.
We do the callback in reverse. We do the callback first, then we do the joke.
It's a call forward to
to
a joke that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, and it's a layered joke because we use the Supernatural Wiki a lot, so our deep, long-time viewers will understand more what this context.
There you go. So, Star Wars overall as a product IP, where do y'all stand? And I've got some bullet points if we run into stuff we don't know.
I'll watch the new ones. I enjoy them. I'm not a hardcore fan. I'm not going to be the guy that's being like, well, actually, or get super rage hurt when they do something minute wrong. I just take them at face value, I think.
Okay.
I want to see more off the beaten path stories, like your Rogue One.
Which one?
Rogue One.
A lot of inside jokes.
The Han Solo one, the Mandalorian to a point because he kind of like weaved in and out of like the main storyline going through. But you know, it's a big galaxy. There's got to be tons of other stuff going on.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm not like super fan. But
well, yeah, you didn't even know the name of Chewbacca's dad,
right? I watch all the movies. I'm behind on the shows, but I will probably be catching up on some of them soon. I saw a scene from Andor, and it was pretty badass. So I'm probably gonna be watching that at least.
Do they ever answer the question?
What?
And/or what?
And/or death.
Oh shit!
Yeah, high stakes.
What's I'm already going off my bullet points here. Let's do this
well, yeah, of course you are.
Are you done? I was gonna go off my bullet points. What are you done? With
yeah, I was just saying, like I'll watch them. I enjoy most of it, especially the video games. I like just about every video game I've played of Star Wars.
What's your favorite video game?
Knights of the Old Republic 2. That one was probably my favorite of the bunch.
That's like centuries before the episode 4.
Yeah. Very, very long time before any of the episodes that you. I want to say it's like millennia before.
You ever played Shadows of the Empire in 64?
Not the N64 version. I played it on PC, but yeah, I played Shadows of the Empire.
So Knights of the Republic, is that back when there was like thousands upon thousands of Sith before there was just a rule of 2?
Yeah, so that is when the Sith weren't Force users necessarily.
Is that Darth Revan time or no?
Yes, yeah. Darth Revan's the main character in the first one.
Gotcha. All right.
The Sith are like a culture or a people, so not all of them are Force users. Not all of them are lightsaber wielding badasses. It is before the rule of 2, so there are multiple evil Sith Force users. But they
that's sorry, Bane, or that was Revan and Malak.
Oh, that was in the first one. It was Revan and Malak.
Okay.
Then Darth Bane is the one that did the rule of 2.
Rule 2
yeah.
Right.
And then also like the Jedi culture is flourishing, and they are not as rare as they are in any of the other movies. Even in episode like 1 and 2, they aren't as rare as they are there because they are all over the place.
And they're still intergalactic cops, basically, or are they more of a religion at this point?
They're intergalactic cops, really. Like, they'll get involved in some other stuff. They're more like, I don't know, they're paladins, really, is the way to look at them.
Is that the clean, sterile universe, or like the prequels, or is it the lived-in, dirty, broken-down universe, as in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
It depends on the planet you go to. Yeah. So some planets are nice and clean and with a seedy underbelly, and then other planets you go to are like dark and gritty and things are going to shit. So it all just kind of depends on what planet you go to.
Isn't it typically the farther because there's the outer rim, like the farther you go out, isn't it like the worse it gets?
I think so. I think that's probably fair because that's when you start getting like into Hutt Cartel space and
because Coruscant's the core in the core area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the outer rim is like Tatooine, and then unknown region.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things in between that, but
Right.
yeah, that's the kind of the core idea of the universe.
Where do you stand on video games?
The video
Star
games.
Wars?
I've only really.
I'm not
played.
winking at you. My eyes got like a twitch, so I apologize if people think I'm winking at them.
I
I don't know. I don't know what that twitch is.
really-
I thought we were gonna do a Luke and Leia situation. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think the only real Star Wars video game I've played is Shadows of the Empire.
That's not true.
Yeah, don't.
It's not true. What other?
Me and you played the Jango Fett Bounty Hunter game.
God, I fucking hate when you do this. We played that like once.
But you played it.
When
Semantics.
when PS4 came out, we all got a PS4 for Christmas, and it was like loaded up with like Star Wars Battlefront. I played Star Wars Battlefront for like 10 minutes, and I was like, I suck at this. I do not.
What is Battlefront? What is it? Is it like an RPG? Or
To
what
me,
is
it's
No,
like a
it's-
run and gun.
It's Star
Like-
Wars Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's a big war game.
Yeah.
And then like your team has to get so many kills or control points.
So
and
it's
then,
Fortnite.
No, well, more
Yeah.
like Call of Duty, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of Fortnite, but not Battle Royale style. Yeah, Call of Duty is more accurate, but you can do other things. It's more like Star Wars Battlefront, like the Battlefield series.
You have to explain to me what that is.
It's not Call of Duty where it's like 5-on-5 or 10-on-10. It's like 30 or 40 people on 30 or 40 people.
Do you
And-
fight that battles from the movie?
Sometimes.
So you can do the Battle of Hoth.
I believe Hoth is one of them. You can do. I know there's one of them that had a Battle of Kashyyyk.
That's Chewbacca's home planet.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Or not-
AI knew that.
not Kashyyyk. Endor. But I'm pretty sure there's
That's
Kashyyyk
not
too.
Chewbacca's home planet.
I'm pretty sure there's Kashyyyk there somewhere too. But yeah, they do like you can do recreations of those, or you can do like a siege on the Death Star, and be fighting in Death Star hallways.
Prove you wrong. We did pod racing.
I was getting to that.
Oh shit! Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
God, Tyler, you're a liar about Star
I
Wars
know,
video
right?
games. Jesus.
I don't want everyone to know all the Star Wars video games I've played. The pod racing when it came out. What other Star Wars?
That
video
was
game?
hard to handle.
Yeah, it was not.
Well,
it
you
was,
need to be a Force user.
That's true. That is true.
No, they
Humans cannot react
Yeah.
fast enough.
unless they were.
I'm the only one who can do it.
No, Anakin is.
I was quoting Anakin.
It's,
I don't believe Anakin said that.
Okay, so what was it? I'm the only human who can do it.
I don't know.
He said something like boastful like that.
Oh, sure, something like that. But I don't think you were quoting.
Just because he's
him,
Force Jesus, he can say that type of stuff.
right.
I don't know. I'll probably think of some other ones. Lego Star Wars I've played.
Oh,
Lego Star Wars is pretty good.
Yeah, those are solid.
Okay.
I just like all the end jokes and stuff like that. And like if you like leave a character around for too, like if you have Palpatine with Anakin, it'd be like, have I ever told you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And Anakin's just like, yes, you've told me this story before. And like all these like idle animations and stuff like that.
I've never played, but I watched my younger brother play this one a lot. It's one where Darth Vader has an apprentice that he's training to hunt down rogue Jedi.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I liked watching the
Star Killer.
yeah,
Yeah.
the one where they take force powers to. Oh, he's pulling a destroyer out of orbit.
Yeah. And
Sort
then
of levels.
they use that in the Kenobi series. And then
Wait, they use Starkiller and Kenobi?
no, they use the Darth Vader pulls down a ship from
Well, they
space.
use
okay.
that in the Rise of Skywalker. Rey does it.
No, she destroys it.
I thought she pulled it down.
No, she blows it up with Force lightning
Oh,
because she thinks Chewie's on it.
right. That's the same. But I thought she pulled it down.
No.
I don't remember Rey using Force lightning.
They're on that desert planet, where they fly. They fly now.
Yeah.
Oh.
They and
Right,
I guess
right after they heal the snake.
I played
Mm.
episode 3. It had a video game came out. I played that one.
Did
It
you
wasn't
ever?
very good.
Did you ever on Mustafar? Did you ever do the secret ending?
Yeah, where you can win as Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I don't remember what happens, but yeah, I remember.
He kills Obi-Wan, and then Palpatine comes and he goes, we will get this. It'll be our universe together. And then fucking Anakin, well, I guess he's Vader at that point, throws his lightsaber up in the air, and that causes Palpatine to be distracted. And he grabs it and he kills Palpatine. He goes, no, it's my universe.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a series of what if Star Wars shows like that.
The best Star Wars thing I can, just because you brought up Mustafar, was the Jimmy Fallon MTV Movie Awards, where they were making fun of Episode 3 when it came out.
You have to remind me, what is it?
It's like a shot for shot, except Jimmy Fallon is Anakin Skywalker, and Padme comes out, and like it's like clips spliced into what he's doing, and he's like, yeah, so the other day someone threw something at me and I caught it like this, and she starts choking, and he's like, what's wrong, like what's the problem, what's the deal? And then he's like, oh shit, and like lets go, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi comes down, and he's like, are you wearing my robes? And Obi-Wan like does the thing where like he like tosses his robes on the ground like he does in the movie, and he's like, yeah, just throw them on the ground. What the hell, man?
I'll have to watch this.
It was pretty funny.
What about you, Cody? Did you play any Star Wars games?
Not really. Like, I've not been if it's an action style game, that's not really my style. And there's not been real sort of slow, methodical Star Wars games that I can think of. I remember playing the Star Wars City Builder game one time, like when I was real little on PC when I was visiting my uncle's one time, and that was it.
Back when I had a lot of money, no job. Well, I guess I had a job, but I lived with my parents and went to see every fucking movie.
So recently?
No. Every movie. In the theater, there was that arcade Star Wars game where you sat down, and there was 3 levels. There was the Battle of Yavin, the Hoth, and Endor. You guys never played that game?
Mm-mm.
Oh, fuck, dude. It was a sit-down arcade game. They had it in the movie theater. It had a joystick. So if you chose the Battle of Yavin, you were in the X-Wing, and you did the trench run. And then if you were the Battle of Hoth, you did the land speeder, then you went inside the Hoth, and it was a first-person shooter. And then Endor, you were on the speeder bikes, and then you were you were defending the, or you were trying to go into
the shield generator.
The shield generator. Then if you defeat all 3, you have a lightsaber battle with Darth Vader. But it was to do the lightsaber battle. It was tough because you guys are like classic gamers, so this is probably easy for you. But like, so if you wanted to go up, you had to press down on the joystick.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, wait.
So it was airplane logic.
Yeah, and
that was the inverted controls.
Yeah, so I got destroyed on the lightsaber every time. I probably wasted enough money playing that. Every time I went to the theater, I probably could have bought the entire arcade.
Speaking of arcade, did you know Aladdin's Castle's closed? Or whatever they changed the name to?
Did they really?
Yep. Completely shut down.
Huh.
That's a shame.
It's one of those ones I'm sad, because I remember that from when I was a kid. That always being a thing. I'm like, oh, let's go to Aladdin's Castle. But it's also, that mall is dead. It's dead.
I will pick that movie theater over the other movie theater in Quincy. And I'm too lazy to drive all the way to Hannibal.
You see, you are missing a movie experience in Hannibal.
I'm too lazy.
Well, you get
leather seats, full recliner, heated, full bar.
Have you watched anything?
Yeah.
Have you watched anything in the 4D section?
Once I watched Birds of Prey in 4D.
I saw Minecraft. It was the only thing that kept me entertained because I didn't know what the fuck anything.
Did you yell chicken jockey?
I didn't even know what that was. No,
I don't know, but my son loved it. So
what about Shadows of the Empire? I was obsessed with Shadows of the Empire.
I could never beat Slave One.
You know why? Because Dash Rendar is a pimp, and he is my favorite fucking Star Wars character.
Shadows of the Empire had the most annoying controls because it wasn't the joystick; it was the D-pad.
You're a D-pad.
And like it had the funniest animation because you'd have to like go up to like a handprint scanner, which somehow Dash Rendar was in the Empire system to open and control all these things.
Because he worked for the Empire, just like Solo.
Oh.
He's basically Solo. He's basically Han Solo is what he is.
And then like you would get up there and you would have to like push like towards it, but like sometimes the character information would like read it as running left or right, and like his upper body would stay straight, and his legs, like his upper body was like this, and then all of a sudden his legs were just like shifted like 90 degrees, and he was just like it was the funniest fuck. And then you got a jetpack.
His jump was really floaty.
In 4, You had to fight IG-88 in like this junkyard level.
Yeah, that was.
It was
You
fucking
played,
crazy.
You played Shadow's Empire, didn't you?
I don't believe so.
It had a badass Hoth level. You had to be in a
Yeah, that was the first level.
yeah, and then you got to kill like an army of wampas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played that one.
Oh, it's really good.
But that would also probably be maybe that one of my criticisms of Star Wars is for being the size of the universe, it is surprisingly small. The number of places you've gone to.
Well, yeah.
Like if like in the actual movies, like everything you talk, how many times we've said Hoth in a row? We have to go back to the Battle of Hoth. Got to go Andor, all that stuff. It's just surprisingly small, and from just the narrow view that I've had of it, like yes, you've had other stuff, but if you do not consume the entire media, it is a very small universe.
Well, see, that's why I like the offshoots. Like Rogue One goes to all those different planets. I don't think they go to They go to Yavin.
Yeah, they go to Yavin.
But for the most part, they're on a different planet, the one that's never been mentioned before.
Yeah, the problem with the Star Wars places is that every planet only has one environment. Like,
Yeah.
Tatooine is 100% desert. Jakku is 100% desert. So the two planets look the fucking same. And then they go to a third desert planet, and it's 100% desert. And the only difference is this one has more buildings and it's at night.
Or you go to Octo, where Luke Skywalker is, and it's like 99.9% water, except like that little tiny piece of land where he's hanging out at.
Right.
Drinking blue milk.
Blue monster titty milk.
Yeah, Coruscant is 100% city.
Except for
Kashyyyk is 100% forest.
Except for what's the last Apostle? No, is that Acolyte?
Exegol.
No,
Oh, you're talking about
the
a
show.
show.
Except for Acolyte, everything either takes place 5 years up until New Hope or 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Or it takes except for 789. But I mean, all the Mandalorian takes place 5 years after the original series.
Well,
Rogue One takes place minutes before Episode 4 starts.
Yeah.
Well, the very end. But I mean, because it starts off with what's her face as a little girl.
Jenna,
Yeah.
you're being.
I mean, time progresses, Adam.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. Like they don't. Besides the Acolyte, they need to like either go like far into the past, even farther into the past.
Well, I think that's them being safe, because they do anything that happens in those time from those movies, you're gonna have 100,000 angry fans being like, "Well, no, that couldn't have happened because of this."
Well, like you're saying, the besides Acolyte, all that stuff is all surrounded in that Skywalker saga, which is Anakin up until
No, I get Rogue
end
One
of-
needs to take place right before New. I understand story wise, and Rogue One is either my favorite Star Wars or my second one, because I really like Solo. Even Solo, that takes place within 10 years of the first movie.
But it has to, because the character they pick.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But
saying
yeah,
it has to.
I think they need to go
They need to
back.
And I understand it from a business standpoint, because Disney is losing money, really bad on stuff. But I get it from a standpoint. But how cool would it be to do a Darth Revan movie, and not, because I think wasn't Kylo Ren inspired by Darth Revan with the mask and everything?
I think he was pretty much, "Hey, I want to be Vader."
I know, but his mask looked pretty similar to Revan's.
And it kind of looked like a guy, "Hey, I want a mask."
It looked to be a mix of Revans with Darth Vader's.
So wouldn't it be cool if just I don't know.
But yeah, it would be cool if they went to a full scale non-rule of two Sith versus Jedi or something like that. But I feel like a lot of people, they would have to have some kind of. You would have to make an episode 1 type of movie and give a vomit worth of exposition to explain everything.
No, then start a new start a new series off with a show, so you've got 6 episodes to do all your vomiting, so when you do the movie you don't have to do all the vomiting because you've done all the work on the show.
I don't like. I'd watch it. I'd be fine with it. I'd go for like a. I would watch a movie where it was the schism that created the Jedi Sith split. I think that would be interesting.
That'd be cool.
What about the Jedis that have the lightsabers attached to a battery pack?
The proto sabers?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Go call up the hacksmith. He made one. You ever seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, trivia break. Before we get on to the next bullet point, we're going to do a trivia break.
Okay.
Our second round of AI-generated chat GPT questions. Personalized questions. Daniel,
Yes.
the bowcaster is the preferred weapon of what character?
The Chewbacca, the Wookiees.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Tyler, your personalized chat GPT AI question. What Corellian YT-1300 light freighter designated YT-492727Z was built in
Did you say Zed?
Yeah. It's actually pronounced Zed. Z-E-D.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he wasn't being British.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be British.
Okay.
I'm not that cool. Was built in 60 BBY.
The Millennium Falcon.
Cody,
Don't.
according to the Kansas Department of Revenue, how much does it cost to renew a license?
70?
$18 for the license fee, $6 for the photo.
Oh, a driver's license? I thought you was talking about license plate.
That's what it says right here. I don't know. I don't know the algorithm.
The license plate is called a registration.
You would think you would know that since you're from Kansas.
You'd think.
Okay, let's get to some of these bullet points.
The man didn't even know you only need one fucking license plate in Kansas.
I think he's lying.
Ridiculous.
What's your all's out of all the IP favorite movie or favorite show, or what's your favorite thing of Star Wars?
Favorite movie? Rogue One.
Okay.
And it's just because it reminds me so much of the original series, which I liked, but it's also it's like self-contained. You know, not every person has some bigger destiny to go on and do all of these things.
Yet.
Cassian Andor isn't like, I'm the son of this all-powerful Force user and it's my destiny to do this. He's just like, I'm part of this rebellion. I'm going to do this. If I die, then someone else is going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's that, and I think Alan Tudyk is hilarious as K2SO,
I love Alan Tudyk.
where he's like, I will stay with you, Jin. And then there's like a swell of music, and he's like, because Cassian told me I had to.
Do you think because of K2SO that every droid since then has been really sassy? I mean, I guess C-3PO was sassy, or I guess R2-D2 was sassy and like a Billy Bloop way, but it seems like all droids since then have been kind of like sarcastic.
Yeah, so that's just kind of a, I guess, like Star Wars culture thing, because like droids need a regular mind wiping to remain autonomous. If you or not autonomous, to remain like servient and personality free. If you don't mind wipe a droid enough, then it starts getting a personality.
Okay.
That's why R2 was so...
Yeah, well, R2 had so much personality as being just a little astromech because, he hadn't been mind wiped since episode 3.
Has there been an origin to R2? Because he just kind of showed up on
He was an
Amidala's thing. Is there like the reason why he's the way he is?
He's an astromech. I mean, that's his whole purpose.
He was the one that didn't get blown off the ship in that.
Yeah, because there was 3 of them. The other 2 got shot. He was like, "Oh
He's
shit! I need to go faster."
R2's force sensitive.
Oh God, I hope not.
I will say, I love the robots in Star Wars. I wish they'd stop fucking dying.
What do you mean?
BB-8 survives.
Yeah,
What?
but they're the cute
Dude,
mad cause.
everyone fucking dies in Rogue One.
That's what I'm trying to say is like the great robot died.
Well, there's a
and
chance.
Then
There's a chance K2SO's
my favorite guy,
alive.
assassin droid, IG-88 from Mandalorian. Like, oh, absolutely love this dude. This is gonna be a buddy cop comedy from now on. And then no,
IG-11?
died. Yeah, IG-11.
They sort of bring him back.
Yeah, he's not back. They killed the fucking catastrophe. They killed him twice in that show.
But
and they're going to kill him 3 times.
But Rogue One is good. It's got a badass Darth Vader hallway scene that you see like how truly evil he can be. Like he slams a guy up in the ceiling, and if that's not enough, he like whips his lightsaber and like slices his stomach open. It's I can't pronounce it's the blind guy's name. The blind guy where he does his I'm one with the Force is one with me. His walk.
Yeah.
And he's not Force sensitive. He believes in the Force.
He's been around the kyber crystal so much that like it's probably some weird radiation side effect.
No, it's a actual religion in Star Wars it's the first time you see it in the movies, but it's like in the books he's a Force monk.
Like he was supposed to defend that temple on Jeddah,
right?
And that's where the Empire like robs it of all the kyber crystals to power the Death Star. But
I think before I forget, the only thing that would have made that Darth Vader hallway scene better, which it may have made him look weak, but if he could have got shot a couple times, that way it would have explained when he went to the
why he wasn't faster able to get the Leia in time.
Like on what was it, the Rebel blockade runner from the first movie? He's really slow because he just got like some couple Rebel soldiers got like 2 lucky shots off. And it so that explains why he's so slow for the rest of the series.
Well, isn't most of the time Vader's sort of like, because he's horribly disfigured, so isn't like most of the time he's inactive? So maybe it's like, yeah, I got a good run to start, but my stamina ran out.
I kind of took it as that. Like
but plus it would also explain why it's the only time he yells, because in that when he yells at his guys that I need the leader of the rebel, whatever he says in the New Hope, that would also explain why he yells, because he's in fucking pain. Well, I got that adrenaline surge.
I took it as it was, if Vader has, X amount of energy, and that hallway scene, he spent like 90% of it. And like the rest of it is like him just trying to hold himself together inside that suit. Because if I'm remembering, and I'm sure this isn't canon anymore, like the suit is designed to limit his power. Palpatine, when he made that
it's
suit,
really uncomfortable. He made it like there's clearly ways to, because Skywalker Luke has a nice like prosthetic arm, like clearly things have advanced, but Palpatine won't advance his suit because he was like, you're my fucking lapdog, dude.
The only thing that I didn't like was the don't choke on your aspirations director.
I didn't mind that. I thought that was kind
of and the only reason it just seemed weird. Like to me, Darth Vader was menacing because he didn't make those types of comments, I guess. Like he was always on like evil and menacing. He wasn't like the type of person
to give advice.
Yeah, to
give advice.
Yeah, hey, don't choke on your aspirations.
Sir, lift with your legs, not with your back. Do you want to wear a suit like this?
Lift with your legs. Like when the guys...
That's really fucked up because he could just telekinesis it up. Yeah. No.
He's like, I could
Stormtrooper, pick it up.
I could, teach a man to fish.
like in 4 when he's like, no one believes in your old sorceress ways, and he's just like, oh, okay. And then like Force chokes him. Like he doesn't make some one-liner. He's just like, don't believe me? Okay, I'll show you what I can do then. And
why do you Force choke like you're cupping balls? Because every time you were like, I'm gonna Force choke.
And there's a guy in the
I'm trying to get Cody.
You gotta go harder. Okay, I felt something there.
Which one, left or right?
I think they're mixed up right now. I think
how
I got
big
like
are they
this.
that I have to use 2 hands? Ow. But yeah, I would say Rogue One would be my favorite one.
I agree. Rogue One's probably the second one. The ones I've seen the most are Rogue One and Solo. I really like Solo a lot.
I didn't hate Solo as much as everyone else said they did. I liked the Kessel Run was cool. Everyone they're like, George Lucas doesn't fucking know what a parsec is. I'm like, it's a science fiction movie. Like, yeah, he clearly didn't know what it is, but it's also a galaxy far, far away. Maybe it means something different.
But they actually explained.
No. I know, but like a lot of people would harp on that.
Well, it could have been like, oh, it's a parsec, and not realize it was actually a form of measurement in the real world.
Like, it's like anytime you have like I think they said in Ant-Man 2, I can't remember what science, probably Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, they use the word quantum like 5 million times, and they're like, quantum doesn't actually mean that, but it's like it's okay. It's a movie. Like, you don't have to be accurate. If you were accurate, then you would know how to shrink your body and grow your body.
So some of the criticisms for Solo was how he got his name, which I don't know why his last name just couldn't have been Solo, but that was weird. Getting the gun, because they showed literally the origin of everything about this character. You see how he got his name. You see how he got his gun.
You see how he got the ship.
You see how he gets the ship. You see how he gets his fucking clothes. He stole them for
But you had to have the part where he got the ship.
But one of the criticism, which I actually like, which I think amplifies the character, is everyone was bitching because they put Calrissian's droid into the ship, and they're like, well, that makes Solo not a good pilot. But I'm like, that makes fucking Solo a badass, because he's literally a no one in this world with fucking space wizards, and he's literally lying his ass off his entire life, and he knows he's got like nothing, and he'll just go in and look you right in the face and with like 100% confidence and lie his ass off and get everything he wants. Like, to me, that's cool. That's the one criticism that I actually liked.
Yeah, like,
do they ever say that Solo's a good pilot in the series or in the first trilogy?
He says he's a good pilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he says he's a good pilot.
Well, does he? Because what I remember is like when they're like, oh, we're doing a dangerous thing. Can you get us there? He's like, oh, my ship can get you there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember him saying that.
I guess that's
can
true.
get you
He
there.
does say she's the ship that made the Kessel.
So that makes it even better, because that's like proving my
I
point.
never said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's such a fucking grifter through the universe. He's like, I'm not fucking good at what I do.
And I think that's maybe just like people are just assuming that he's a fantastic pilot, because like I don't think he ever says he's a fantastic pilot, and like the scenes that stand out to me where he's doing some badass shit, or the Falcon's doing badass shit, Lando is piloting.
Yeah, and like his buddy betrays him on Cloud City. Like, he falls into fucking falls into everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, that's awesome. I didn't really like how he got his name, the gun, whatever. But like, that criticism I like. I think it like added on to his he's bullshitting his way through this.
My only criticism, but now after further thought, is
That
not
and fucking
criticism
Chewie
anymore.
does all the heavy work. I mean,
But
Han would be dead if Chewie wasn't there to have his back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was my one gripe. So he just knew Wookiee, and then I'm like, no, he was training with the Empire. The Empire is gonna, if you're going to be in charge of Wookiees, you probably should know what they're saying in case they're trying to form a rebellion.
Do they have the life debt in that movie? It's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
It's really stupid. It wasn't as good as I thought. So they're in this mud pit, and they kind of throw them in there, and like have fun with the monster or whatever. And the monster's Chewie, who's down there. And like I think the container or the wood that they got to hold him in starts falling under the mud, and like Han has his way out, like his chains break or something, and Chewie's slowly being like covered by the mud or whatever, and he goes in, or they work together to get out. Because
I thought,
like, that's not how I thought a blood debt was.
I thought it was, and again,
saved his life.
That's true.
Because he was.
It also means
Imperial.
Chewie's a deadbeat dad.
He probably didn't have a choice to be in the mud pit.
No, what I'm saying,
But
is
maybe
he
that-
never goes back.
But
to
maybe
see
that's
his
how
son.
Wookiees are.
That's true.
Well, and they live far longer than humans, right? Wookiees' lifespans, I think, are canonically higher than
Oh
humans,
yeah, because
right?
I mean he's around during the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so he I think it's like, what, 200, 300 plus years? So
Yeah.
the time he spent with Han is like, hey, honey, I'll be back in 3 months.
I'm gonna go get some cigarettes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some death sticks.
But hey, he's gonna go land on Earth.
So are you literally saying that Chewbacca found out that his wife's pregnant, was like went out for milk?
hey, he came home for the holiday, and then he's like, all right, peace, I'm out.
So, well, honestly, if anything, Chewie is a trucker.
Yeah.
He's making long hauls.
He was
making
abducted while just trying to do his job, and then he's like, well, honey, I promised this guy
and we were making a ton of money.
You knew when you married me that I was an intergalactic trucker.
I'm a space trucker, honey.
I spend 3 years out between runs.
You know what? You're back there living the life. You've got your hobbies.
Yeah, how do you think these tree houses get paid for?
Listen up here. I don't hear Lumpy complaining.
And then his wife's like, well, why don't you stop in for something? What's that, Han? I gotta go, babe.
We're being attacked.
You know what? I wanted to come home. Then my best friend got fucking killed. You know, God.
Now I have to go avenge his death. That's got to be probably another 5 years.
I've got to sit Shiva, and in this galaxy, that's 7 years.
All right, Cody. Gun to hand, gun to balls. Gun to head, gun to balls.
Gun to hand.
Gun to head. I swear to God, I'll do it.
What's episode 3 again? I can't remember the damn title.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Episode 3.
Episode 3 is probably my favorite.
Okay.
And not because I think it's objectively the best. I think it's more nostalgia. I remember doing well in school, and we got to go see it as part of a school trip.
I got to see it at midnight.
And I remember I was real young when I saw episodes 4 through 6. And
I'm sorry, I just put it together that as a reward for a school trip, you got to go watch the movie where a bunch of kids learning got murdered.
Yeah.
And then that murderer gets burnt to shit.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, and I was real young when I saw 4 through 6. And so I remember having this conversation with my uncle, because he was sort of the nerdiest one. And like, hey, did you know that Anakin Skywalker's Darth Vader? And I'm like, because I was young when I saw that one, so I didn't connect any of that shit. And he just laughed at me. He's like, yeah. Well, you saw the movie? He's like, what? Yeah, so it has some of my favorite scenes. It's got some of my favorite...
You like the opera scene. That's your favorite scene.
The temptation
the floating
to power.
Bubble space opera scene,
Where
and
he-
that's where he does the. Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
That's right. Okay.
But no, it's got some of my favorite things about Star Wars is the creatures, like the fucking lizard that Obi-Wan rides up the cliff wall and down the cliff wall.
You like Dexter Jetster, don't you?
Who's that?
What?
The guy from the 50s diner.
The 1950s diner.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
I did think he was a pretty cool character.
I'm with you, man. Like, I enjoy like the world of Star Wars
Yeah,
more
well,
than
like-
I enjoy more. I would say, besides Rogue One and Solo, the vast majority of shit I like about Star Wars is like just the world.
Okay, never mind. Two is the complicated bounty hunter plot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a slug tries to kill Padme. The slug came from a droid.
It's all outsourcing, man.
The droid came from a bounty hunter. The bounty hunter was hired by Jango Fett. Jango Fett was hired by Dooku. Dooku was told by there's 15 people, whereas Jango Fett probably could have just pulled up and been like, pew.
Right, why isn't he all complicated? Doesn't he just have backpack missile? And it's backpack missile, Padme,
Just
go.
blow up the entire thing.
Yeah.
Just be like, we'll just blow up this building right here.
Yeah, what the fuck does he care about it being quiet? Yeah, detonate
exactly.
the whole building.
Yeah, and the thing about it too, if you're doing that to try and keep the chain of events from going back to you, don't use something from the planet you're going to, because don't they track it down that's them cloners tech.
I don't know why they sound like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
We all do have to admit. I think there's one thing we can admit on. We're all, as far as I know, heterosexual males here.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's look in Revenge of the Sith, he's fucking sexy as shit. His
Oh, yeah.
His
Hair,
hair,
beard.
his beard.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor.
If
Oh,
there
yeah.
was
Oh
a
my
shirtless
God.
scene,
yeah, to this day, he says it's one of his favorite characters he's ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And he says to this day, when he's out in public, he still does force motions to make stuff work and stuff. And he's and he only does it for himself. He's not doing it for anybody else. He's just doing it for himself. So yeah, I still
Have you heard his interview on that? What's that British
Graham
talk show?
Norton show.
Were you getting ready to say it?
Yeah.
He was taking his kids to school, and pulling up next to him was a bunch of high school kids, and they were revving their music.
They were driving really
and Ewan McGregor
all over the
said
place.
something, and then they peel off, and he's like, "I'm gonna go talk to him." And his daughter's like, "Just leave it alone." So he peels up next to him, and he starts yelling at him to slow down. And according to Ewan McGregor, he heard the kids go, "That's fucking
And
Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan
Kenobi."
Oh. Another thing that I heard about the Star Wars franchise that was pretty kind of cool was people always ask why Yoda talked like that, and the behind-the-scenes story that George Lucas gave is like when you're in that point of a story where you're trying to give a big emotional sort of philosophical thing. If you say it in a normal voice, people are going to glaze over it.
Yeah.
So if you say it weirdly and off kilter, it is more impactful.
Fair.
All right, before I get off on my tangent, what's your top Star Wars?
Gun to hand, gun to foot.
Yeah. So.
Fuck, what would you rather lose? If it's a Star Wars universe, you're probably gonna lose both.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose my foot.
Then you have to learn how to walk again.
Which hand?
Yeah,
Whereas-
I could get a new foot.
Whereas if you get a
You're-
hand, you can
you're
have
dominant.
like a badass like
It has to be
Iron
your
Man
dominant.
hand.
Yes, but it's not going to
dominant
be
hand?
Yeah.
definitely not going to be as fast as this.
And
So?
then the gun
And I don't want to
backfires
be
and you
jacking
use
it,
your thumb on
and
the
then
other hand.
oh god, I can't let go. I
No,
can't let go. Oh
see?
god, my dick.
That's
Rip
when you
off.
use. That's when you use this hand, and it's like a whole new person.
Well, you see, you're assuming you're going to lose the whole hand. What if you just have a hole in the hand,
Oh.
and then you could like mount fleshlight? And,
Have you have you heard that? After this, look up the Saturday Night Live Headless Horseman sketch.
okay.
God.
Okay, sorry. Back
Alright,
your most favorite.
Let's see. So, like, you guys kind of mentioned that my two favorites, which is Rogue One and Revenge of the Sith. Like, I was having a hard time debating between the two of those, between like my favorite movie. And if I have to pick my favorite Star Wars anything, it's the Knights of the Old Republic series. So 1 and 2.
Who's the hero? Because Bane's the bad guy, right? Or no, Revan's the bad guy, right?
Revan's the bad guy in 1.
And then he becomes the good guy in the new one, in the second one.
No, so Revan is both the good guy and the bad guy in 1.
So they do the switch in the first one. Because in Legends, he starts off as a Jedi, right? And then he goes to the Sith. Or he gets captured, right?
Yeah, so Revan is a Jedi, and he works with a Jedi named Bastila, and they kind of imply that the two of them fall in love. And Revan turns Sith, and then Bastila like leads the Jedi against Revan, and they defeat Revan. And when they do that, Bastila can't bring herself to kill Revan. So what she does is erases his memory.
Yeah.
And you play Revan through the entirety of the first Knights of the Old Republic game.
And that's when he has the mask, right? Or no?
He has the
you
mask
don't-
the whole time.
Yeah, well, up until he gets his mind erased.
Oh,
Then once his mind is erased, they take the mask from him and they don't tell him his name's Revan.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they're trying
yeah,
to
'cause-
redeem him.
because at that point, if from what I've read, and I don't know if this is canon or even connected to that, but like the Jedi were in like a huge battle with the Mandalorians, and Revan like had killed some Mandalorian, and he put on that mask, and he's like, he was basically like, I'm going to wear this until we've completely destroyed them.
Right. And I don't remember if they explained that in the first game or if that is like it gets filled in later.
Because he's not disfigured or anything like that.
No. And like, so you play Revan, who is trying to be like redeemed in the Jedi eyes, and like Bastila comes along to teach Revan how to be a good guy. And it's kind of like this plot line of like nature versus nurture, where it's like, okay, is Revan always destined to be a bad guy, or can he relearn to be a good guy? And depending on your actions in the game, you kind of make that decision whether you go dark side or light side. But the end of KOTOR 1, canonically, Revan remains light side and goes into the wild space after that. And then Knights of the Old Republic 2 is about a Jedi who failed the Jedi teachings, and his like title is the Exile. And canonically, he ends up being dark side at the end of that.
Okay.
But
And now is that stuff Legends now, or is it, or is I guess there's
I don't
nothing
think
that
it's I don't think it's canon anymore. No,
Okay. All right.
but it takes place in the Old Republic era, so it's like it's so far removed.
nothing
from...
contradicts it. It's just Disney hasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Like the planets they blow up are planets you don't hear of anywhere else. The planets you visit are pretty unique. Like I think you get to see a couple of like the planets that you know, but for the vast majority you see all brand new planets. Like in the first KOTOR game, you do go to Tatooine. The second one, I think you go to Kashyyyk.
That's Chewie's home planet.
Yeah.
Or he abandoned his family.
Some of these bullet points we've been answered, like favorite character.
That's what I was going to get to.
Okay.
Top Force user, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I would say
my favorite Force
Yeah.
user, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
my favorite Jedi would be Obi-Wan because he's just like a blue collar worker. He's not the best Jedi. He's not bringing balance to the Force. He's not prophesized. He's not the best pilot, but he clocks in and he fucking does his job to the best of his ability. And to me, that's badass.
You were supposed to be the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force.
That part's awesome. But yeah, that's what I like about Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's just like you said, he's not some super powered. He's not like this high badass. No one can defeat me. He's just like, to me, he like lucks into things.
Well, no, I don't think he's stupid.
No. I'm not saying he's stupid either, but I'm saying like a lot of times he's just like, oh, that kind of worked out in my favor.
And it always seems like he keeps his cool. Like during was it New Hope when they're being pulled in by a tractor beam, he just kind of like sits there and is like, just relax.
Yeah.
And then just awesome old man, powerful warrior thing. Like, you guys take care of that side. I'll take care of this side by myself. And just sneaking around.
The Kenobi series was pretty good. But yeah, he is my favorite character.
No, what, Cody? Doesn't have to be Jedi. It could just be favorite Star Wars character.
Favorite Star Wars character. I know he went out. He was...
You're going to say Boba Fett, aren't you?
No, Grievous. General Grievous.
Oh,
I don't know about you, but the promos back in the day of 4 arms, 4 lightsabers, more is better, just was fucking amazing to me. And then the idea of like, he couldn't get better as a person, so he made himself better.
Well, I think
he was a living organism.
Right, but I don't think he did. I think didn't he die and then Dooku or someone put robot parts on him?
I don't think it was Dooku, but because I think that's why he has the cough, because he has like 2 human organs or something like that, and the rest of it is robotic.
Well, he has the cough because one of the few things I did know, they did a Clone Wars. There was 2 Clone Wars cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
One of them
was by Samurai Jack.
Was by Gendro Tartakovsky, I think, or something like that.
And
his chest gets crushed by somebody using a force power on him. That's why he's coughing.
Mace Windu.
Yeah, Mace Windu force crushes his chest a little bit. That's why he's coughing in Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah,
God,
so
that Darth Vader Megatron scene.
Only a Grievous can destroy a Grievous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why he's coughing in Revenge of the Sith. It's because his chest got crushed in between movies.
Okay.
And he was like, best warrior, going to be hunting the hunting, and then his organic body went out, so he started replacing shit.
As you do.
Yes.
All right.
Daniel? Gun to earlobe or gun to taint?
Ooh, earlobe.
Yeah.
Vader.
Okay.
Yeah, just Vader is cool in like all of the right places.
In a child murdering way.
way. As
far as child murders go.
Yeah.
As long as you can't say he was justified for everything he did, I think you can say
so. You know in episode 3 where he's got like the Sith eyes?
Uh-huh.
When that movie came out, that's when the people like putting like colored eye contact lenses. There was one guy in school. He didn't wear anything Star Wars, but he would walk around with that, and he like tried to like make his hair look like Anakin Skywalker. And I was just like,
Adam, what the fuck?
No. I do know in Quincy. Well, they're older now. They may have moved away from Quincy, but I do know at one point in time there were 2 children named Anakin.
Really?
I believe that. Yeah, one of my favorite scenes from about Darth Vader comes from the Darth Vader comic book run, and so that run is pretty great because it has a whole bunch of really interesting characters. Like it has a C-3PO droid who is fluent in torture as a form of communication. And then it's got like an R2-D2 variant that goes with him that, like, when he says that, it has like all these like buzz saws and weapons that just like all over the place.
No, relax.
Yeah. And then like I don't remember exactly why, but he ends up like getting shot down and he crashes on a rebel planet, and like he walks away from the starfighter he crashes from, and he's surrounded by what has got to be a couple hundred members of the rebellion, and they're like, put your lightsaber down, we've got you surrounded. And the panel, he says, I am only surrounded by fear and dead men.
Oh, is that Vader Down? Is that the name of this? Is that Vader Down?
That could be in that series,
Okay.
in that book, and that scene is just fucking like chilling to me.
Granted, this is before he became Vader, but have you seen the deleted scene from Episode 3 where it's like in the beginning where like they're talking to R2-D2, and it's Hayden Christensen, and he's like, "Would you want me to tell him?" And then like he like moves his mouth and he makes like a perfect mimicry of R2-D2's like beeps and boops, and he's like, "That makes no sense. Why would I say that? I should have said." And then like he does it again. I'm like, oh, thank God they cut that. Like that'd
have been bad.
Like it's funny how like they can understand that, but it's like I don't want to see that.
Speaking of that, there was also that one where Obi-Wan and Anakin were trying to talk, and the comms were down, and they're like, "What did R2 say?" He said "bloop."
That
was that up or down? I said, "Not. I think bleep is down."
That's it. But yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that was just them fucking around on set.
Oh no, I think that was a real thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing they cut.
Did you see the Kenobi series?
Not yet.
Oh man,
I'm kind of saving up on my Star Wars stuff like I did with Marvel, and then I'm gonna kind of hit it all.
It's got a really badass Darth Vader scene I want to talk about.
Is that the one where like you can see like the Flash and Anakin's walking through the smoke, and like the Flash is like Vader?
That's Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka, okay.
That's pretty. I've only seen that part.
Do you feel like they're losing the mystique of Vader a little bit? Because in the original series, he was this, to us kids, he was like Jaws. He was like this, up until he got defeated, he was, because I remember being extremely terrified when my dad showed me A New Hope and Vader comes through. Like, then, I mean, he's fucking terrifying, but you're seeing more and more, and because, and then they're writing him into these scenes where he has interactions with characters that survive, so they got to find some way of them getting away from Vader, but that kind of makes Vader not to be as good of a destroyer. Like in the comic books, he's fucking badass.
Well, and maybe this is part to do with just how complex the world is now. Like, well, the Star Wars world, like you have so many of these avenues, and when you build up on something so much, you're going to have that. Like the original Star Wars 4 was built on the Ridge was on a shoestring budget, I believe. So they had to make things work, and so just very simple concept: white hallway, dark figure walking through the hallway. This opposing color dynamic is what, as a younger mind, be like, oh, that's scary. Nowadays, really isn't that scary. It's just a dude wearing black gimp suit.
I think the
Well, it's a
problem
little more than a gimp.
Do you know what a gimp suit is? Because you've said that multiple times.
Yeah, I know what a gimp suit is.
In like the last week. Have you just found out what a gimp suit is?
Cody's like, I have one at home.
Have we been into Cody's apartment?
I think
no, because you might not leave.
Oh, okay.
I think one of the problems with Vader is they're making him more badass, and like they're giving him more scenes to where like it shows like he truly is on the dark side. But to me, whereas that part's good, it's lessening how he changes back to the light side. Like, yes, he saves his son and kills the Emperor, but it's like you're telling me that allows him to become a Force ghost and do all these things?
Yeah, so that one thing, you keep adding on to the sins. You keep adding on to the sins that he's committing. Is this enough to actually redeem him?
Yeah.
Well, I think what you're kind of missing there is the impact of his sacrifice and his action there, by, I guess, killing Palpatine for a short period of time. There is,
but somehow Palpatine returns.
I fucking hate that. And yes, I understand that they list a whole bunch of shit in that opening scrolls that could have brought him back, but you have 2 movies in which you did not bother to see that out. That is my one giant gripe with Rise of the Skywalker.
I just don't think he should have been the villain.
No,
well, despite what they said, they didn't have a plan.
No.
I mean,
they had a plan, and then everyone bitched about Last Jedi so much they changed the plan, is what happened there, in my opinion. Because no one could bother to wait to see the end of the story. Because everyone was bitching about Last Jedi being so terrible, and not understanding that it's the middle fucking arc. You need to see the end of it before you can appreciate the middle.
I don't think it was terrible. I just think there were parts that were unnecessary, and it's just you could have taken that out and put something better in its place.
Sure, I mean,
it wasn't a horrible movie.
No, I really, really enjoyed it. Last Jedi is my favorite of the new trilogy.
It has a badass throne room scene. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anyone says. I like the Holdo maneuver. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a thing that can happen.
And I hate how people are trying to tear that apart, and they're like, that wouldn't make any sense. And I'm like, it's a movie with fucking space wizards. Just like it.
It's not even a science fiction movie.
It's a space fantasy.
Exactly. I liked the Luke Skywalker on, I can't remember the name of the planet, but where they're blasting him from the
crate.
Yeah, then they're Kylo Ren's just more, keep going, and they're he's gone,
more,
and he's
more,
like,
no,
and he's
more,
keep
more,
going,
more.
you don't understand. I mean, I get why they did the Force projection, but I still think it would have been cool if he would have been there. But it's like I say, it wasn't a horrible movie.
No, I like I said, it's my favorite of the new trilogy, and I really liked it. And so many people bitched about it for stupid things that they didn't even bother to, they just changed their plan.
I've watched the throne room scene multiple times, and apparently, Kylo Ren does it, but I can't find it because I guess in that universe, and everyone's asked this question, there's a forbidden lightsaber fighting technique. It's called Takata, I think. Takata. It's where you switch off your lightsaber so that the blade moves, and then you turn it back on and you kill the other person.
Yeah,
I guess he does it in there. The Sith don't do it because they see it as weak, and then the Jedi don't do it because they see it as
dishonorable.
Yeah.
Well, I thought at one point the reason why that didn't happen, maybe that's the new reason. But I thought at one point was the reason why it didn't happen was the Jedi was using part of his mental force to keep his lightsaber on, and keeping his on. So they're both. So the opposing person is keeping the other person's lightsaber from doing that.
If they've explained that, I don't think they've explained it very in any of the official media. That may be in a book somewhere.
It may have been a legend.
But that is my favorite lightsabers form is Takata. A fun fact: when I was doing a Star Wars JRPG, not JRPG, sorry, tabletop RPG, my character used Takata, and you see it with a lot of the lightsaber forms that people can blend two forms together. So Anakin, for example, uses a Xi'an fighting lightsaber fighting style, and it's the very bludgeoning, heavy hitting way, and Obi-Wan uses Xi'an, which is the very defensive kind of thing. So you can see where Anakin or Vader will swap from Xi'an to Suretsu and then back. and like Obi-Wan, is master of Shiretsu, but he also knows some Artaru, which is what Yoda uses, and you can see that in some of his fighting styles. So you can see blending of styles. So my character used Trikata primarily, and then blended Jarkai, which is a 2-weapon fighting style. So like the mental image is this Jedi who is constantly, like, his lightsabers are constantly on and off, and then in the Jarkai fighting style you are flipping your lightsaber inverted randomly, or not randomly but with purpose, so it's constantly like you don't know which end of the lightsaber is going to ignite, and it ignites on, turns off, and I just thought that would be a really cool visual fighting style.
When Darth Maul would be fucked.
Yeah.
You guys are never going to believe this.
We got another trivia section.
We got another section of trivia.
How would we not believe it? You wrote it down.
Chat GBT AI.
GBT.
Cheat.
Are there going to be another Wookiee questions?
I don't know. It's whatever the algorithm brought out. Let's see what. Let's see.
Right.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. Daniel, here is your. That was the AI. Daniel, personalized question.
Yeah, sure.
What was George Lucas's inspiration for the creation of Chewbacca? A. Watching a bear stand on his hind legs while in a zoo. B. His dog. C. His well-meaning but dim-witted nephew.
I think it was his dog.
That is correct.
Yeah, because it was like one of those long-haired dogs that can't see through his eyes.
That must be why ChatGPT personalized this question to you.
Yeah,
Tyler,
must be.
here's your personal question. What was the name of Lucas's dog? A.
Indiana.
Ford. B. Leia.
Indiana.
C. Kansas. Or D. Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cody.
So wait, is that why Indiana Jones is Indiana Jones?
Yeah, that's why there's the line, we named the dog Indiana.
I love it.
And then he goes, yes.
Cody.
That was a spot on Adam doing
No,
Sean Connery impression.
sorry, I'm mad at
are.
what's coming, not you. That was a good joke.
Oh. If
You shouldn't be
Chewbacca...
mad when other people come. You should be
You
should
should
be
be ready for it.
and supportive.
You should be hungry bird in it. Okay. If Chewbacca wanted to get a personalized Kansas plate Chewy 420, could he?
No.
That is correct. Why?
I do not think they allow paraphernalia references and stuff like that.
Too many characters and no personalized plates for vehicles over 20,000 pounds. Millennium Falcon is way over 20,000 pounds.
Man, Cody, I was really hoping you'd be like, according to Kansas State statute, and just like rattle off a whole bunch of bullshit.
I'm gonna be
Obviously,
honest.
he doesn't know anything about Kansas license plates.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know why that got into the algorithm, but it did, Cody.
Well, you
So-
must have put our most recent Geoparty episode in there. If it's not up yet, keep an eye open for it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud.
Adam uploaded the damage control podcasting droid to the system, and that's what took it all up.
So since we're getting pretty close to the end,
It's R69.
since we're getting pretty close to the end, I was going to shoot off some random stuff. Unless you guys got anything else you want to for our Star Wars special.
If you could pick one lightsaber to use, what would it be? It doesn't matter. Like you can like whatever like you can change the color or whatever. But like if I had to pick one, it would be the Temple Guard, the lightsaber pike. Or like I think no, theirs is double bladed. Yeah, that one. And I'm mad because it didn't get very much usage. The double bladed Evil Ray one, where like she like flips it and like it connects together.
Oh yeah,
And it's on like that spindle thing where it can.
No, that's one of the Inquisitors.
Okay.
No, he's not talking. You're not talking about the helicopter one, right?
No, I'm talking about the helicopter one. I thought that was the
Yeah.
radio.
Oh, that's
No,
something.
this is like it's like silver and red, and it's got a little bit of black, and like she has it, and like she's holding it in one hand, and like she like flips it, and it's on a hinge, and like it snaps together.
I like
Okay.
the Dooku hilt.
Yeah, it's kind of more like an elegant sort of cane style, right?
Yeah.
yeah. I like just the classic like single blade or maybe like a double phase.
Now, how come that isn't a hipster thing?
No, I'd like I'd go with double phase. I think because that catches people off guard. So a double phase is like a single bladed lightsaber, but then it like doubles in length with a button press.
I want I want Dooku's hilt, but I want Kylo Ren's like crazy.
Now, why does everyone? I mean, not the his, because his is like unstable, but like, why does everyone hate on that lightsaber design with the cross guard?
So they hate on it because they don't understand the physics of lightsabers. So everyone who talks about like lightsabers, like, okay, so this is gonna be a nice visual thing. So like the lightsaber blades cross, and then they're thinking, okay, so you just slide the lightsaber blade down, and you're gonna slice that crossguard emitter right off, because there's an emitter that sticks out from that prevents the crossguard, right? But that's not what happens. If you watch the lightsabers hit, they bend. So like if you were to slide the blade down, it would actually bend into the crossguard. So people hate on it because they don't understand it. They just look at it, make an assumption, and then don't bother to actually look at any of the evidence of how a lightsaber works.
But I'm like, even if there was no, I mean, even if there was, it still looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
I mean, then they've added in the games, Cal Kestis has one.
Cal Kestis.
Except his are like a real thin line type
You know, he
blade.
works with what he's got.
The lightsaber I want, I don't know. There's a version of it, like, because I like the dark saber, but I want like a broadsword version of it. I want it to be a little bit wider, so you could use the blade as sort of like a laser shield, my sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, can't you use it as a laser shield?
I basically want a Final Fantasy VII lightsaber.
A Buster Sword.
Yeah,
You
I want
want
a Buster Sword
Good
lightsaber.
Lord.
Yeah, so I want to be slinging around a plank of light.
Cody. Well, then you're gonna die really quickly when you're like, all right, hold on.
No, it's a lightsaber. Light.
It's a heavy lightsaber.
Yeah, so the heavy part's in the handle.
Yeah. A buddy of mine, when we were talking again, going back to like the tabletop Star Wars games we played, he created a lightsaber staff. So it was like a really, really tiny emitter, like the smallest emitter you can get, with double phase on both sides. So it was like very small, and then massive fucking blades on both sides. And he had there's a metal in the Star Wars universe called cortosis, which is one of the few things that like can sustain, like the lightsaber just won't immediately cut through. So he had gloves made out of that, so he could use the lightsaber as a staff. The problem is that cortosis heats up, so he could only do it for so long, and then he had to like shut it down and let the gloves cool down. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got? Oh yeah, you said Dooku. I wasn't paying attention.
With Kylo Ren's.
Crackly blade.
Okay.
Such a fucking hipster.
So,
Do you know why Adam burnt his mouth on his coffee?
No.
Because he drank it before it was cool.
wow. Okay.
That's amazing.
Star Wars has been around for a long time, so that means there's a lot of weird, strange Star Wars products.
It's been around for a long time.
And I'm not talking about Jar Jar Binks' lollipop thing. I'm not talking about the C-3PO tape dispenser that comes out of the crotch. Here are some weird, like these are with
They made Star Wars everything. Yeah.
with SC and everything. There's a bunch, but I'm talking like
Official
licensed.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, Tauntaun sleeping bag.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
fucking love the Tauntaun sleeping bag. I want one so fucking bad.
Well, on eBay you can get one for $361.
Yeah, you used to be able to get them a lot cheaper than that.
That was when Think Geek was around.
Yes.
That
it was
that
the Think Geek
website was
product.
awesome, and then GameStop bought it, and then they raised the prices, and they're like, nah, we can't do this anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think. I mean, we could use this next product, but it could be a Mother's Day gift or whatever. Slave Leia perfume.
Oh yeah.
What?
Is
that what it's called?
Yeah. It's a warm, sultry mix of cashmere woods, musk, and night blooming jasmine.
If someone walked in dressed like a slave Leia, there's gonna be some cashmere wood for
And,
sure.
and this is what I love. You can get it on fragrancerevival.com for $69.
Hell yeah.
This one I can see Daniel having, or maybe Cody. No,
Go
he's
on.
in the gimp suit, so maybe Daniel. Darth Vader shower head, where the water shoots out of the eyeballs.
All right, that's pretty funny.
It's only $30 on Mercury.com.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
No, this is one of those products, like, why is this a product? But then I can see people buying it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those ones like, wow, you're really stretching the IP here.
There was like a series of time where like novelty shower heads were like they had like what's the dinosaur that kills Nedry with like the little
the Dilophosaurus.
That became a shower head. They would have like dragon shower heads. They had
I don't really like
this idea. a Pokemon, like the Squirtle Pokemon shower head.
The squirrel?
Squirtle.
Oh, Squirtle. I thought it was a squirrel Pokemon.
No, I was trying to say it quickly before Adams made some comment.
And then our final weird one, Star Wars adult diapers from dependco.com, $40.
Well, if you ever really wanted to shit on Vader or shit on his franchise, you could do
The
it.
Force is with me.
Okay, so here's some random weird stuff that's in the Star Wars universe. Entertainment, sex, and drugs. Okay, so they've got things called holofilms, which are their versions of movies. Some of these in-canon holofilms are Alderaanian Graffiti, which I'm assuming is a spin-off
American Graffiti.
Yeah.
Air Taxi Driver, which came out in 22 BBY and starred Doug actor Soboka.
Oh.
Soboka was speaking of Dexter Jettster. I did a deep dive on Soboka. He was in Dexter Jettster's Cafe Diner when Obi-Wan went in there. This is cool. There's a genre of hollows called Rancor hollows. Apparently they were basically snuff films of people being killed by the Rancor at Jabba's palace. They were slaves, but as it turned out, they were faked by people. The slaves were being fake killed, and they were being secretly transported to safe planets.
That was nice of them.
You just can't trust the movie industry
I
these
know,
days.
right?
What the fuck?
Just a quick shout out at other hollow films that exist in this that are official canon. One's called Webtinger Peacebuster. So apparently that's a franchise, I
did
guess.
that last night.
There's one called Easy Spacer, which I couldn't find anything on, but I'm assuming that's a play on Easy Rider, probably. And then this one's called Tentakill 5.
Ooh, Tentakill.
Tentacle 3 wasn't that good.
And apparently there are porn. They're called skin hollows.
Yep.
Go ahead. You got anything?
No.
All right. And of course, sports. We got pod racing and droid boxing.
Okay.
Was that like real steel style, or is it just like?
Well, apparently, if you remember in Solo, there's droid boxing in Solo.
Do you think like they have like weight classes? Because you wouldn't put like a mouse droid up against like fucking K2SO.
I don't know.
My God, I want to see a boxing mouse droid.
I don't know. Does the mouse droid have like a hand cannon?
Nope.
Okay.
You just strap it to the nose and go, mouse droid, go.
He might win because he can win by timeout, right?
Oh, okay.
Or what if he did like what if this mouse droid like viewed something from the Battle of Hoth and just like went around him in circles until like the K2SO got tired and was just like, oh shit. And then
I was thinking, depending on how sturdy it was, quickly go underneath his feet, tripping him up like fucking $1 Million Baby, the other robot.
Oh
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Dark Cody's back. Much like Kylo
bom,
Ren in
bom.
that one movie, the red light slowly coming over your face right before he kills Han Solo. Spoiler.
I going off that tangent. I like the idea when The Force Awakens came out that when Kylo Ren was like, I don't know if I can do this. It was because he was a double agent. He had infiltrated the First Order to find out what was going on, and him saying that was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Like the pull of the dark side is too much. And then they're like, no, we're not going to do anything with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then drugs in the Star Wars universe, probably the most famous one being
Spice.
death sticks. Highly addictive, delivered inside luminescent sticks.
Spice.
What's his fuck was offered death sticks? And
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
I'll offer you a death stick? I do not want a death stick. You do not want a death stick.
Apparently they're like akin to meth. Like that kind of... like meth and heroin kind of mixed up.
You're going to go home and rethink your life.
So
I'm going to
there's
go home and
spice.
rethink my life.
Oh yeah, because that was in Solo. That's what they're trying to get. Man, they really did rip off Dune, didn't
Oh
they?
yeah.
The Book of Boba Fett has a whole bunch of that in it too.
This one's kind of cool. It's canon, but I don't know. I'm assuming probably a comic book or something. There's a drug called Black Hole. It's a hallucinogenic drug given by the Galactic Empire to some of its guards while using the dark side to make its effect permanent. Thought that was cool. There's one called Smash. It's an addictive drug, stimulating effects consumed by being inhaled out of smash bulbs. And then, of course, there's the Outlander Club, the place where you can gamble on pod racing and grab balls, and where that death stick dealer was. Apparently, there's also, you can get sex workers and strippers. I guess the Twi'leks are being used as sex workers a lot.
Quite a bit.
I could see that.
And then Jabba's Palace, of course, is another place of these type of activities. You would never believe it. Closing trivia. Go ahead.
Hold on. One question while we're on that topic. Do you think they have doggy style, or do you think it's tauntaun style?
Oh, it's got to be Tauntaun.
Well, what's Tauntaun?
whoa.
What's Tauntaun style? You crawl up inside them.
I mean,
Well,
Do you think?
What
Do you
if
think
this
like they
is,
grab onto the Twi'leks?
yeah, you like grab them by the head tentacles and.
So, what if
Come on,
instead
you know how it works.
What if instead it's every
I don't know. I gotta text my wife real quick.
every race or species has their own interpretation of it, and they could never agree on it? No, it's Tauntaun style. No, it's Rancor style.
Oh, Rancor style.
oh, yeah, that's really messy. You got to have time to clean up.
You gotta be in
have time
some weird shit.
Wait, I missed a piece of paper.
Yeah, you shouldn't have thrown
Oh,
it away
it's-
so aggressively.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, what? How much time we got?
Just keep going.
I'll save it. These are just
go.
okay. Here's some information about some side characters. Did you know that the skull that Luke threw in Return of the Jedi, that skull belongs to someone? Well, I mean, obviously it belongs to someone, but his backstory's been fleshed out.
Oh my God! They gave if Z4 sensitive too.
It belonged to a human named Bildo Quirv. He competed against Bib Fortuna to be Jabba's right hand man.
Dildo Quirv?
Bidlo, Bidlo. Bidlo, thank you.
Biglow, okay.
He obviously lost. Also, that Rancor has a name.
That was my nickname in high school. Big Low.
This was my nicknames in high school. The Rancor's name was Patissa. Patissa?
Did a whole lot of research on this one.
Yeah, he did.
Um,
I think he was a wrestler.
Okay. Tyler had mentioned this a couple times, not in this podcast, but in another podcast. The gentleman running with the ice cream maker on Cloud City, his name was Wilro Hood, and apparently in universe it was in real life it was an ice cream maker, but in universe apparently it was a core of a computer with secret rebellion contacts.
Yeah, because it's called a Cam Tono now. I have one. I bought it at Disney.
This is a real life ice cream maker?
No, it's.
I mean, it was then, but
Well, it was then, but now like you put in like a code and you flip the switch and then all four sides,
Hood, Daniel.
the 3 sides fall down.
Okay.
It's in the Mandalorian.
Okay. Well, that is 100% ice cream
Yeah.
maker.
Yeah. See, that's when
He has an action figure where he has the ice cream maker.
Yeah, they make characters like the original character, the action figure line. They like made one for almost every single fucking character.
You know what action figure I can it was clearly from the expanded universe. It was Luke Skywalker and he was like in some like red metal armor.
Oh yeah.
We used to have it. I don't know what it was from. Jesus Christ. Cosplayers cosplaying is everything.
It was when he was disguised as the Imperial Guards.
Oh yeah.
This was probably one of my favorite stories. So, does anyone know who Ten Grenette is?
I've heard that name.
He is Master Chief Gunnery Officer.
He's the Jesus. That's fine. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I didn't see the doll. Isn't he the guy that fires the laser?
He was in charge of pulling the firing
Yeah.
switch on the Death Star super laser. So after the destruction of Alderaan, he got severely depressed and considered himself the largest mass murderer in galactic history. It also weighed on his conscience so much that when they were getting ready to shoot on Yavin, he's the one that was saying, stand by, and he hesitated too long, and that allowed Luke to fire the missiles.
Oh yeah, so another thing.
He was force sensitive too.
I will say that it kind of feels like they keep trying to take away from Luke's success. Because first the exhaust port was purposely put in there, and now the guy who is shooting on Yavin 4 hesitated. And it just, that keeps kind of diminishing what Luke did in New Hope, in my opinion.
You know who should have been the hero of the trench run? Porkins. Porkins should have been the hero.
Oh, yeah, Porkin should have,
Porkins
dive-bombed his ship.
Exactly. He should have Independence Day and just been like, I'm going in, and then just
I'm back,
and just fucking flew right into the exhaust port.
Talking about Star Wars what ifs, I would love for there to be a what if where he tries that and then gets the ship wedged in the exhaust port, and now they can't access the exhaust port.
He whinnies the poos himself, and
Yes.
and then Luke's like, Porkins.
just gets stuck.
Does anyone know who Cardu Sai Malik is?
Hopefully you do.
AKA Labria.
No.
He was the dude that looked literally like the devil in the Mos Eisley Cantina in the first movie. In episode 4, do you remember that when they were showing all the people? And there was a one dude that literally he had red skin and horns. He looked just like the devil.
Yeah, he was I thought he was a Zabrak.
He
Is he not a Zabrak?
No, I started with a D.
Oh, okay.
He was an insane, cruel army captain on his homeworld. He was so bad he had to go into hiding and had the highest bounty ever on his head, like in the galaxy.
Oh.
Speaking of that cantina, have you seen,
Look up Labria, unless you want to know how to spell it.
have you seen the one where they add in, they put the scene back in where Han Solo's walking around Jabba, and because originally Jabba was played by a human, and so the only way to do it is they had to have Han Solo walk on his tail, and they give Jabba the goofiest fucking animation, his eyes bug out, and he shakes his head like a freaking anime character.
Oh, yeah, I do know that. Okay, so he is a Devaronian.
Yeah, because there was one of those guys in Mandalorian too, right? When they're freeing one of the.
Oh, the Bill Burr episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Holy shit, the female Devaronians.
Yeah. You don't want to go too deep on some of that stuff, Daniel.
Oh, I want to go deep.
I had to go to the bathroom several times while writing this episode.
Well, I have my Applejack stuff saved, so I don't need to see any more of that stuff.
Okay, we're closing towards the end, so I got 3 closing trivias. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to ask these are not personalized. These are actual trivia questions. I'm going to ask a question. Each of you are going to say what you think is the right answer, and then I'll tell you what the right answer is. Okay. Which one is not a porn parody of Star Wars? Which one is not? Is it A, Force Rising? Is it B, Porn Wars Episode 1? Is it C, Hand Solo? Is it D, Star Wars Princess Leia? Or is it E, Star Wars Underworld?
Is that a trick question that these are all actual parodies?
You left off Revenge of the Shit, the all anal final chapter.
I'm just saying out of the ones I named.
I think this is a trick question. They're all real parodies.
Okay.
Read them again.
Force Rising.
That one's a porn parody.
Porn Wars Episode 1.
Porn Wars?
Porn Wars.
Okay.
Hand Solo. Star Wars Princess Leia. Star Wars Underworld.
I hope Hand Solo is, because that sounds really boring. So I'm going with Hand Solo.
I'm going to go with Underworld.
Underworld?
That one's probably...
I left one off. It's F. They are all real porn parodies. Cody got it right. They're all real ones.
Cody's like, I've seen every single one of these.
Force Rising is the only one I've seen.
And in Han Solo, Han is played by a woman.
Oh.
Well, hell yeah.
Which one did you say you saw?
Force Rising.
Is that the one with the red Twilight?
I didn't see all of it.
Okay.
You didn't need to see all of it, did you, buddy?
Certainly not.
You don't ever watch it and you're like, I don't want to finish right here. Maybe there's something better coming up later.
Because the scene I watched had the red Twilight, the Bane's apprentice.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what the least common scene in a porn is?
Credits?
The credits, yeah.
Okay, number 2. Once again, Well, you all get a pick. See which one you think is the right answer. Number 2. Which one is not a real Star Wars character? Is it A. Therm Scissor Punch, B. Cuck B. Meehan, C. Luke but with 2 U's, so it's Luke. It's Luuke. Is it D. I'm gonna die? Is it E. Master Bates? Is it F. Shah Agi? Is it G. Scuba Steve? Or is it H. Biggs Darklighter?
Biggs Darklighter is real.
That's the only one I know for sure.
Scuba Steve.
Okay, you're going with Scuba Steve.
Gerbs Fortuna.
Which go with?
Wait, which one are you going with?
Gerbs Fortuna.
There is no Gerbs for tuna.
It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
It's a joke that only Cody will
Go with
appreciate.
go with the Shaggy one. Except I'm sure that's a real one.
You're going with Shah Agi?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the one that's obviously like
Or they're
Cuck's big
all real.
big Cuck's one.
Cuck B. Meehan?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. The answer is Cuck B. Meehan.
Yeah.
I figured the Shaggy
So
one.
Scuba Steve is legit a Star Wars character?
It's in what's the last Cal Kestis game?
Oh, Jedi Survivor?
No, is there a Fallen Order?
Maybe it's Fallen Order. I've only
Fallen
played the
Order was the
first
first
one.
Look up Scuba Steve, but it's
If you look up Scuba Steve, you're gonna get Big Daddy.
spell it that way.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, because Scuba Steve is the name of the kid's action figure in Big Daddy.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be true. If you look up Scuba Steve, you're going to get a skit.
Scuba Steve.
No, that's how it's spelled. Spell that.
It's from an old
The name
like
Scuba
skit
Steve
show
is used in the
No.
game.
where
No, look that up.
Scuba Steve was a character, and then it was like naked Barbie doll, and it was like a kid playing with action figures,
up
made his own
images.
super team.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
that's the case, it was something Adam Sandler or the director saw because Scuba Steve
Yes.
is in Big Daddy.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not in Big Daddy. I'm saying that's not where it's from.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's from this old skit show.
But his name
Where,
is
like-
Scuba, not Scuba.
Yeah,
Well,
the-
well-
So
the
you had
picture I
said
had-
Scuba.
So Therm Scissor Punch is a giant lobster character from the Solo movie.
Okay.
yeah, because it has like Melting Man, where he's like every episode of the
Oh,
skit was like
yeah.
melting. It was
The-
like from all that.
No, it was- Oh,
Total Action Force.
yes.
yeah, but I'm trying to. That was part of
The Melting Man.
a skit
It
show.
was
The
P&P,
naked guy.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
No,
Wasn't it on P&P?
it was the weirdest show ever.
So anyway, while they're looking that up, Therm Scissor Punch was a giant lobster from Solo. Cuck B. Meehan is probably what my Star Wars name would be. Luke with 2 U's. That was a non
Action League Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the skit show that was on?
Kablam.
Yeah, that's Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, Kablam.
Yeah, because this is
Seen on Nickelodeon's All That and Kablam.
yeah all that. Okay. And this is the show where Scuba Steve came
Okay.
from.
Okay, go. Sorry.
No, it's
'Cause
not.
it,
Oh,
was,
wait.
it was just a bunch of kids playing with action figures, but they edited the kids out, basically.
So anyway, Luke, but with 2 U's, was a now legend story about when the Emperor cloned Luke using his severed hand from Cloud City. I'm Gonna Die is a character created, I think, on Rebels just so they could kill him off. He appeared in one episode, and the next episode he died.
Oh.
Master Bates is a Rebel Alliance officer.
Do they ever call him that, or is it like?
Yeah.
Is
But-
it,
but-
Are these cheeky behind the scenes names?
Probably his name's spelled like that though.
okay, yeah, but like, do they refer to him as Bates, and then someone else goes, "Yes, Master," and then like, or whatever?
I'm probably.
Yeah. Shah Agi actually is he looks like Shaggy from Scooby, and Grievous. He goes out and fights Grievous in that one. George Zakowski.
Yes.
And he's like, I'll fight Grievous, and Grievous jumps up in the air, and Shaggy's like, where the fuck did he go? And Grievous just lands on top of him and kills him right away.
Yeah, like, because
Sounds
there's a
right.
big scene, like, it's 3 Jedi, and Grievous just fucking, like, Grievous sort of gets
Grievous
Made
just
it-
fucks him.
chumped in the movies, but the Grinda Tartakovsky show, he is a fucking beast. He's like running down the side
Isn't he
of
a
the building.
robot?
He's a cyborg, but he's probably more robot now.
He's more machine than man now.
So he's a cyborg.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Biggs Darklighter is the guy that's in all of J.J. Abrams' movies.
No.
Yeah, isn't that Biggs Darklighter?
No, Biggs Darklighter was in episode 4.
Yeah, he was with Wedge.
Oh, okay.
That's where all of the Biggs and Wedge stuff from Final Fantasy comes from.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is a reference to
He
those two.
was his friend on Tatooine.
I thought he played. Who's the guy that who's in all of J.J. Abrams? I thought he was in. I thought
The guy that played the pilot in Lost and Matt Parkman in Heroes. I can't remember who he is.
You're not
Oh,
talking
okay.
about like Wedge Antilles, are you?
No,
Okay,
that's
so
you.
that was the other
That's
friend,
Ewan
though.
McGregor's uncle.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna name the ship. You name the person it belongs to.
Okay.
All right. Most of these are pretty obvious. There's one that I knew the ship. I didn't know the name. So there's two of them that may be hard. Okay. The Outrider.
Dash Rendar.
Dash Rendar. Razor's Crest.
The Mandalorian. Din Djarin.
Yep.
Not anymore, though. He's got a new one.
No, he's got the Razor's Crest again.
No, Razor Crest gone.
It looks just like the Razor's Crest.
He's got the Naboo Starfighter.
I think I got rid of that in the movie. Look up the one in the movie. He's
What
got
movie?
the Grogu movie.
Oh.
They're doing a Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
That's not out yet.
No, but he's got the
Oh.
Razor's Crest.
Well,
That doesn't count.
right, like we don't fucking know what's happening there. It could be Disney bullshit.
Okay. I don't know why you're arguing. You guys got it right. So why
No, you're trying to argue a point.
What do you mean, you guys? I got it right.
Hey, it's a team effort.
The Ghost.
The Ghost.
Just name the show it's from. Because I don't know who captain.
Oh, isn't that Andor's? Is the ship on Andor? No.
Rogue One?
Which one?
No.
The Rogue One?
Fuck. I've heard of it.
It's from Rebels. That's what the Rebels
Oh,
cartoon.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. This is where it gets hard.
No, this is where it gets hard.
The Bloodfin.
The Bloodfin. I had no idea.
I didn't. Once again, this is a hard one because I didn't even know it had a name.
Mm.
It's Darth Maul's like motorcycle looking thing.
Oh.
Phantom.
Okay.
That's not a
That's
ship.
that's on there for like
What would you call it?
10,
A motorcycle.
like 5 minutes.
A motor pod.
That was-
Speeder.
That was one of the action figures you used to have hanging up in your room.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, be ready. Finger on the trigger because all you guys are gonna get this one. Slave One.
Boba Fett.
Fett.
Ooh. I don't know.
Tyler got it.
Okay. All right. Sandcrawler.
Jawas.
Oh.
Daniel.
That's
okay.
the name of the vehicle type, not the actual name.
Sandcrawler 1.
Okay.
Jawas.
The Radis.
The
The
what?
radish?
The Radis. Here's a hint. It's a Mon Calamari ship.
Oh,
Fuck, what is his name?
Akbar.
General Akbar. Admiral. Excuse me. I didn't want to demote him.
Admiral
Admiral Akbar.
Akbar.
Yep.
They're packed full of flavor.
Why did you do Richard Nixon?
Because that's
I thought he was
the
trying Joker.
no, that's the skit he does on Robot Chicken.
Haru.
Yeah, like Robot Chicken does a skit where Admiral Akbar has a cereal flavor that's shrimp flavored.
Oh.
Okay, so we did this episode. Oh, go
No,
ahead.
no love for the executioner.
I thought that would be obvious. Well, so I guess Slave 1 was obvious.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we did this episode for 420, not 420, Star Wars Day, and then tomorrow being Revenge of the Fifth.
Real quick. Top lightsaber fight. If you had to pick one.
Ooh.
Everyone
I like-
wants to say Duels of Fate, but I say the final one on Mustafar.
Oh, you bastard.
That one's my favorite
That's the one I was going to pick.
because it's pretty.
The Anakin Dooku one.
Oh,
Which one?
The one at the very beginning of 3.
One at the very
Ah,
beginning.
Dooku.
Dooku.
Do it. Is that where he says do it?
Yeah, where he kills Dooku. Mm-hmm.
Do
And
it.
after taking both his hands.
Okay, well, if you pick that one,
We can pick the same one.
Daniel, ignore, cover your ears, the Kenobi Vader fight scene from the Kenobi series.
Ooh. I did not cover my ears.
I
I'm excited.
like Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul.
The Duels of Fates
After
one.
specifically after Qui-Gon Jinn dies, and it's Obi-Wan happened to steel himself to not feel into anger. You just see they got the laser shield up, and Darth Maul's just pacing back and forth like, let me fucking at him. Let me at him.
Do you guys prefer the more balletic, choreographed lightsaber shit, or do you guys like the more hacking at wood stuff?
I appreciate all the forms.
It depends. Like it makes sense for like Rey, who isn't trained, to just like hack and swing and not have a real plan. And then, it makes more sense that, a trained Jedi would be more elegant, because it's a elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
Can I add on to another fight?
No.
Palpatine versus Yoda. It's pretty good too.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Now, do you think Yoda should do, because in that fight scene, that's more Force abilities, where like he like literally just like throws the whole fucking Senate at him. Would you rather watch Yoda do that compared to his flippy lightsaber fight?
I like the flippy part because it makes it real understandable why he was feared as a Jedi Master. If the guy that's fighting you is below your shins but can get up to your eye level in an instant to slice your neck, that's scary as fuck to me.
I'd be way more afraid of I can use the Force to do these things compared to a lightsaber.
Well, if you're going off people basically just using telekinetic powers to fight, like, yeah, that is definitely scary as fuck. Because honestly, if you do not have the equivalent power set, you're fucked.
Mace Windu was supposed to be a badass lightsaber wielder, and he got his ass kicked.
Yeah, because he got betrayed.
He should have known. If he was a badass Jedi, he could have been like, no, and like held Anakin back with the Force.
Yeah, like that's the second person in that movie he cuts off both their hands, isn't it? Because he cuts off Dooku's hands, and then he cuts off Mace Windu's hands.
He cuts off Dooku's head.
Yeah, Mace Windu gets thrown through a window.
Yeah, after his hands get cut off.
I don't think both.
No,
I think he only cut.
so.
Yeah,
he
he slices off his lightsaber hand.
I don't think he
Not
cuts
not both
I
of
don't
his
think he
hands,
cuts both.
because
of
he's
them.
got
He only
the
cuts,
he's holding his lightsaber like this.
Yeah, I think he only.
Well, no,
loses
because he
one.
was dual wielding.
But then again,
with the
maybe
Force fighting.
bring way more Jedis with you than just like 5, and especially when like 3 of them get killed off.
So the one guy who was like in charge, like leading in with Mace Windu, was supposed to be one of the best lightsaber fighters in the galaxy.
That better not have been
Kit Fisto.
Man, Kit Fisto. I like him just because of his name, and they killed him off.
No, it wasn't Kit Fisto. Kit Fisto you see during Order 66. He was someone else. He was like
Doesn't he die in a plane? They blow up his.
I think so.
Plo Koon is cool too.
Okay, yeah, so it was one hand. My apologies.
Yeah, so like he's supposed to be like one of the most badass lightsaber fighters in the galaxy. Like he's like in the top 5.
Is it a racer head looking motherfucker?
Yes.
The one with like the cone head.
Yeah, he's the one that like, he just get murdered immediately, and that's partially because of Palpatine's lightsaber style, which was Vapad, which is like very brutal and to the point. And it's supposed to be like abrupt and kill a person right out of the bat. It's like so. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. So it's just sort of like almost more like quick draw.
Not like quick draw, but it's like there's none of this trying to save a person's life. There's none of this flippy bullshit. It is a form specifically designed to murder. And the Jedi it's so brutal that the Jedi don't use it. It's a dark side only form because it requires so much use of the dark side to control the lightsaber in such a way. But Mace Windu uses a variation of Vapad called Juyo, which is the light side version of Vapad. And it is like the same kind of premise where it's like, if I'm using this, I'm going to kill you. And that's like, you see him use that against like Jango, and that's why like him versus Jango is such an abrupt end to that fight, because he's just fucking killing you.
Yeah, like, no, there's no apprehending, there's no disarming. This is end the fight because you're more dangerous alive.
Plus, Jango's rocket or jetpack was damaged. He couldn't fly away.
No, he flew right over him. That's how he lost his head.
No, look at Jango Fett's thing. He crashes down onto the battlefield, and his jetpack is broken. That's why he was firing at Windu. I mean, everything Daniel says is correct, but his jetpack was damaged. That's why he didn't fly away.
Okay. I thought he jumped over, and that's how he lost his head.
No, he was standing
How would he-
still.
how would he jump over?
Because Windu just went like
Yeah.
this.
How would he jump
Yeah,
over him
Yeah,
and lose
yeah.
his head?
Okay, so Jango fight jumps. Mace loses his lightsaber. Django's jetpack's just fine. Telekinesis, lightsaber, lizard. Lizard kicks Django and continues to trample Django.
That's when his jetpack is.
Jetpack sparks. Yep, jetpack is damaged. Lizard comes back. And Django kills the lizard, jumps out of the way. I really miss my calling of the sports commentator. And Django shoots, blam, and then Mace is deflecting, and Mace gets up there, takes his hand, takes his head, no jumpy.
Oh, okay.
Goal!
And the winner by knockout, Mace Windu.
Miracles do happen.
My God, he's broken in half!
USA! USA!
Not since the Montreal screw job have I seen.
All right.
What do you think about this, King? I think Queen Amidala looks sexy as shit. In that outfit. Shut up, King.
We're here to talk about laser swords, not sex.
Oh, last thing. So, I messaged Adam this the other day. Did you hear? So the theory that Anakin is the chosen one. So the how he was supposed to bring balance to the Force wasn't by destroying the Sith, because then the Force is unbalanced. It was he was supposed to create turn the Jedi into the gray Jedi in a sense, because him falling in love with Padme was supposed to shift them over to where the Jedi can have attachments, and therefore they have fear and love and attachments and everything like that.
I mean, that's interesting. My thought is that he did exactly what he was supposed to do. His prophecy was to bring balance to the Force, and at that point, the Jedi are way in control of everything, and the Sith are decimated. There's only a few of them, and the Stormtroopers and the Empire are not Sith. There are 2 Sith, and so for that to balance out, there needs to be 2 Jedi, and he annihilates so much of the Jedi Order that, at the start of New Hope, you have Obi-Wan and you have Luke, and your 2 Sith are Palpatine and Vader, and that is how he brought balance to the Force, in my opinion.
Also, the rule of two is
More of a guideline.
Is more of a guideline because it gets broken so easily. Because how many dark Jedi do we have in offshooting thing where we have evil Force wielders? How often is that the first rule that gets thrown out the window anytime they need to make somebody that's cool in Star Wars?
So not everyone who's a dark Force user is a Sith.
Right.
The Inquisitors, they're dark. They're not technically Sith.
Right. The Force Witches aren't Sith.
I gotta pee.
They are dark Force users.
Wait, say your suggestion real quick before we log off.
My suggestion for what?
Star Wars, we do a...
Yeah. So what Star Wars film would you or show would you recommend?
Oh, the Kenobi series. There's only one scene that completely ruins it for me, and it's just because it's very Scooby-Doo cartoon-esque.
Is that the rail guard thing?
No, it's how they escape someplace.
Do they unmask Vader and he's like, "You meddling kids"?
God.
No, it's how they escape. It's very, very cartoony.
All right.
See, there's no evidence for this.
Are there bongos?
Yes.
Oh,
There's no evidence for this, but in my head canon, I think the way I like it is more like there is no prophecy. It's all bullshit. Someone said it a long, long time ago, and it just spreaded like a virus, and it became like
Somebody said an off-wall comment that was not expecting it to last past with him saying it, and now it evolved into this thing.
and it became an idea that people believed into, and then it fell on him. Like I said, there's no evidence, and I'm pretty sure there's evidence that Lucas has come out and said yes, he is the chosen one. I mean, I'm just saying, in my head, he wasn't. He was put into the situation, and people believed it. It's you will
Well, and
whatever.
it's also like you was saying, like all this stuff they're doing now lessens and lessen what these people actually accomplished, because like they said, oh, this could only happen because this person was having a crisis of faith, or yeah, it was an intentional design flaw and stuff like that. Like the more and more stuff you have like that gives more credence to an idea like that. Like, yeah, these aren't chosen ones; these are just people who happen to be in the right place.
But George Lucas
Yeah,
did say like he. Okay, the suggestions.
My recommendation is the Rogue One.
Rogue One? God damn.
Which
Which
one?
one?
The Rogue One.
Oh,
That was mine. Damn it.
Yeah, I would recommend that one. If you have not seen it, it is probably the best Star Wars film that they have made.
I really like The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian?
I
which
really,
which season?
I like the first season.
Season 1 was good.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 was okay,
Yeah.
and season 3 was just
Mine is Carlo
Glad.
G. No.
Yeah.
I haven't
like-
seen season 3 yet.
it was not very.
Yeah, and I like season 1 for the ideas we talked about, the expanding the universe, having different points of view on things, like the Bill Burr character and Mandalorian. I don't know if it's the first season or second season where he's talking about like, hey, I didn't want to do that stuff, but I was ordered to,
Oh,
and
it's
I'm
all
still
about
dealing with
Operation
that.
Cinder.
That was season 2.
Yeah, so
Season 3
he goes to jail in season 1, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mando locks him
season
up.
season 3 they try to fill in some plot holes for the prequel, the sequel series
Okay.
on how Palpatine could have came back, and it's just
Oh.
like
you're doing damage control, trying to save your
It
ass.
it doesn't really work for me.
That's
There's a lot more Mandalorians in it though,
Okay.
which
I
is
have-
pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen 3 yet because I watched 1 and 2, and then Book of Boba Fett came out, and I haven't seen
Joba
that.
Fett.
Joba Fett.
Joba Fett. Jojo Fett.
The Jewish Boba.
That's right. The Book of Joba Fett.
Oh, and also any of the Robot Chicken Star Wars specials.
Okay. Since Daniel picked Rogue One, which
One?
Yeah, if you're only allowed, like for whatever, you're in some weird universe where you're only allowed to watch one Star Wars movie for your entire life, definitely pick Rogue One. But if you're allowed two, you're in a different universe where you're allowed to watch two. I'd say Solo.
Really?
Do you think Solo would hold up if you had not seen any of the other Star Wars movies?
Well, no, but I like Solo.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. Okay, fine. If you have to. Well, none of them would really hold up if you hadn't seen anything else, would it?
You don't think so?
Episode 4.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Episode 4 is pretty much well self-contained. You could watch episode 4 and that'd be the only one, and you'd be like, okay, I know the entire.
Oh, they saved the day of their award. We could end it here.
Do you
They-
think you'd walk away going, why 4?
The only question I would have is, why the fuck didn't Chewie get a medal?
But I don't. Even as a kid, 4 was boring. Empire was awesome. Return of the Jedi, the opening act was awesome when I was a kid because you got to see Slave Leia.
Hell yeah, Slave Leia.
Yeah.
All right, you've been listening to Damage Control Podcasting.
But Leia's mom's hotter.
No.
Depends on which scene.
That white outfit she wears.
Oh, in episode 2?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you know they didn't even cut out Carrie Fisher's coke nail in episode 3? Like,
Right.
you can obviously see that she's got the long,
Yeah.
pinky coke nail.
But you know, like, Carrie Fisher is being into some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Want to know an interesting fact about Carrie
The
Fisher?
weird thing is, Return of the Last Jedi, she still had the coke nail.
Yeah,
That's not true.
she did the Star Wars movies for so many years, but there was an episode of Big Bang Theory where James Earl Jones is on there, and it's like doing that thing like, oh, he's gonna hate that Sheldon's a Star Wars fan, but he's like, I love Star Wars too, and they just have like a plate, they just have an adventure together where James Earl Jones is just dragging Sheldon around, and then like, hey, I have a plan. We're gonna go to Carrie Fisher's house, and we're gonna ding dong ditch her.
No, I didn't think they just, it was a surprise. They did the ding dong ditch, but they didn't tell the audience who it was until Carrie opened the door, right?
Right, and she's like, it's been 30 years, James. It's not funny anymore. But the funny part is, that was the first time they actually met.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they had never met before that instance.
Oh, that's interesting.
I like Carrie Fisher's joke in Scream 3.
Which,
Where she's in like some archive vault or something, and she's like, you look just like, and she's like, yeah, I know, but I'm not. I went out for the role of Princess Leia, but you know who got the role? the chick that fucked George Lucas.
So that's your suggestion, that one scene?
No, I just like that scene.
Yeah.
I made my suggestion.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right. Yeah, and just remember, folks, there's no underwear in space.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. So you've been listening to an Orig.
So
the
put tape on
damage
your nips.
Oh, fucking Adam.
Sorry.
You've been listening to an Orig, a damage control podcasting production. Make sure you check out new episodes every Monday on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. And make sure you check out our social medias on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Adam? Beep, 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 boop.
Does that mean that means up, right?
Yeah.